I think it's in here. They're right here. Find them? Yay! Okay, come on. At our 20-week ultrasound, we found out that Gabby was going to be missing both of her radius bones in each arm. And we also found out that she was going to have shorter arms than usual. We also found out she was going to be missing several fingers, but we didn't really know exactly how many. It's kind of hard to see those little details in ultrasound. So we actually had a friend that had a friend who had a daughter with similar arms to Gabby. And we ended up meeting them for lunch one day, and we just met their daughter, and she was amazing. She was so sweet, so funny. She was just eating food like normal. Nothing held her back, and we were so encouraged. And they told us about, one of their doctors, and who was Dr. Maskell. And so we were like, we would really like to meet her. And that was really a turning point for us and really helped us get our mind on track and kind of helped us be positive from then on out. She had one more finger than they expected, which was great. She didn't have any thumbs, which that was expected. We also found out though that she was deaf. We didn't know to what extent. We had to do a lot more testing. We found out a couple months later that she was profoundly deaf, which means she couldn't hear anything at all. See, I told you could do it. We did a hearing aid trial, which you have to do if you're going to be doing a cochlear implant. And we were just hoping and praying that would work, because with Gabby's limb differences and not having her full hands, sign language wasn't really an option for her. Eventually she had her cochlear implant about a little over 18 months of age. And then she was activated a little bit over a year ago. She only has it in one ear, her right ear. Her left ear, she can't have an implant because she has a common cavity, so she has no turns in her cochlea. It's shaped like a snail, so hers is just like an open space with no turns.
Hi Gabby, I'm your big sister, Addie. I love you.
When Gabby was 3 or 4 months old, we started doing occupational therapy with Ellen at Mary Free Bed. And Ellen is wonderful. She is funny. She just made us feel so comfortable, so at home there, so at ease. And she just gave us all the tools that we needed to go home and just use the things that we learned there and put them into our life. We did meet all of the other Dr. Fornes. We worked with Julie and Gwen, who's a newer OT, and we love her as well. Most of her fingers don't bend very well, and she uses a spoon with her pinky finger. So it's amazing. It's really cool to watch.
More, good job.
I go into schools and do a reading program with kids and show them how Gabby eats. And they just think it's the coolest thing. And I have them try it with fruit snacks and eat with their pinkies. And they go, oh, it's so easy. And they're like, no, it's really not. They know it's not. But it's just pretty fun to show other kids, how really they're the same. There's so much advice to give in so many different areas. There were some times we were so overwhelmed. There were weeks where we'd have 9 doctor appointments in a week, and our air conditioning went out in our car, and it was 100 degrees outside, and I remember being pulled over because I was speeding to make it to the appointment, and it was just horrible. And I would call my husband sobbing because it was just so overwhelming. And we would just say, one day at a time, we just gotta get through today. And tomorrow, we can face tomorrow. And then sometimes when it was even worse than that, we'd go, okay, we just gotta get through this hour or this minute. And so that is my biggest piece of advice, is just one day at a time, one moment at a time, because you can get through it. We don't hold her back and we don't do things for her. We let her fail, but we give her encouragement to pick herself back up and keep on going. And we give her tough love, and I think that's a big piece to her success, and I think we're going to try to continue to live that way. I honestly want to work there someday, because I want to be a part of that team to change people's lives, because it's meant so much to me and my family too.